Y'all, he is a hot mess, but we are going to dissect this one because this is a little interview. This is just a clip, a 16-minute clip. Y'all, there's another one coming, but y'all, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Let's go. Hey, JW47, welcome in the building. Let's get into it, y'all. Let's go ahead and go. Welcome in. Happy Sunday fun day, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. Hey, Save Money, how are you? Welcome in the building.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a really special episode of the Danza Project, something that we've been trying to get going for some time. And like I have been more recently, I've been starting off my shows, seems like a lot with like apologies. As I've kind of been...
Hold on, Save Money, hold up, Save Money. No, they don't like him in Philly. This is a big problem. People don't like him in Philly. A lot of people do not like him, or a lot of people do not even know him. People that I know, family members, you talk about Umar and they're like, who is that? They don't even know who he is. But y'all, let's continue. But thank you for that, Save Money. Thank you. But let's continue.
I'm starting to settle in as a podcaster, as a media personality, and as people are starting to get to know me, I really want to let them know who I am and what I'm about. Now, I went into a wild phase of podcasting, and I had a wild guest that kind of kept us a little bit on edge a lot. And
y'all, do y'all know what wild guess that Damza is talking about? Can anybody take a guess who Damza is talking about? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all know what guess that he is talking about. Do y'all know? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all know who he's talking about. Let's see how many put Umar. Yep, Art of War got it. Charleston White. Yep, Chevy. Yes, Charleston White. Y'all know Charleston White, he was kind of giving Damza a hard time. And remember Damza, he went live and he's like, I don't know if this is real or if it's fake. But, Charleston White was giving him a hard time. And Damza, he seems like, there's certain people in life, not everybody is at a younger age up to their 30s or maybe even 40s, they experience certain things. So it causes them to change and to be a better person. Like, when we're younger, we did things that we probably, of course, don't do today. But it seems like Damza was like, seems like, maybe I don't know what he went through in his life, but he became, seems like a nice person, like tries to do the right thing. And Charleston White was going back and forth with him. And he was like, is this real or is this fake? So Damza, shout out to him, y'all. Seems like a nice guy. Seems like he's trying to do the right thing. And he was basically saying that he was trying to get both of them, Umar and Charleston White, on the platform when Charleston White and Umar can't stand each other. So this is why he was basically apologizing, and respectfully so, to Damza, he did the right thing about apologizing, because y'all, we know people crazy these days. We don't know if somebody's going to have a crash out, and if he would have bought them up on his platform, would it been a super crash out, somebody ending up and getting hurt? We never know. But he did that, apologize. He apologized to Umar for trying to, get them both on the platform. But like I said, shout out to him. But y'all, let's continue. Let me stop rambling on. Let's continue.
My loyalty has always been like, oh, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. And I tried to get you to sit down with this gentleman on the show. And everything went left for a little bit because it was like, oh, I'm going to make it happen and this and that. And I apologize for trying to force that issue and trying to make that happen, because you clearly stated initially it's not something you were looking to do, and I shouldn't have been pushing it. And so
let me say this. Save Money says, I feel like he doesn't press people unless he is pressed. Exactly. Save Money, you are absolutely right, because I feel like he's a very nice person, and unless you push his buttons, then he's going to have to, kind of press back. But he does it like you could tell, I feel like he's been through some things in life and that he's becoming a better person. So these things that, you were probably quick to respond to when you were probably 19 or 20, or maybe in your 20s, late 20s, 30s, that he's not so quick to respond and get hot and upset about. But y'all, let's continue. Great thing, Save Money. Thank you for that. Let's continue, y'all. Smash the like button.
For that, I would like to start this episode out with an apology.
Uh-oh, there we go.
Wisdom, growth.
And Dr. Umar is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Scam
Now,
alert.
What's going on, Kato? How you feeling, my brother?
Man, I'm riding on a high, man.
Yeah.
Came back with a vengeance. Last few episodes have just been crazy.
Absolutely.
Topping it off with this and more to come.
Yeah.
We on the road.
And this is one of them that I kind of been hiding when I speak to people. I'm like, oh man, I'm telling you, we got a great episode. This episode is going to be phenomenal. So again, my name is Danza.
Hey, yo, Kato.
And this is the Danza Project, and we have Dr. Umar. Now, before we get into any type of conversation,
He
I
already
want to know where
nervous.
you're at, because you're constantly working, and when I mean working, you're doing a lot more than most.
Hardcore.
Like it's not just the conversations that you're having on podcasts; it's the works that you're doing in the communities,
Right.
the conversations that you're having with the youth and with people in general. Where are you at mentally right now? How do you feel?
I guess for me,
Uh-oh, let's skip this commercial. Hold on, let's skip this commercial. Hey, Seth, how are you? Welcome in. Let's skip this commercial and get back to business.
the one thing that I just want to finalize is the renovations on the FDMG Academy.
Okay,
You
let's
know,
hear it.
We've
Let's.
been almost done for so long,
Uh-huh.
and now we're at the floors. But I'm still scared to say we done.
Sorry, you've been trying to do these floors for 11 years. I mean, y'all put in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all have heard him talk about these floors for at least 5 or 6 years or more. These floors have been underway for umpteen years, a long time. He's always talking about these floors. But y'all, let's continue.
Because every time I say we done, something else comes up. So, I ain't been saying nothing. My thing is, when it's done, that's when I'll announce it. You know what I mean? I was supposed to go back to the Breakfast Club. And I text Charlemagne, I said, I'm not coming back up there one more time to tell people we almost done. You feel me?
And y'all remember he was saying that at first, remember in his last interview before like he had to pay, I think it's the time that he had to pay Mary Ann, like maybe a week or two, maybe 2 weeks ago, he went on that interview and he was saying that he was gonna go on the no, he said he wasn't gonna go on the Breakfast Club. He let Charlemagne know, I'm not going because the school's not ready. I'm not going up there. And then at the end of the video, he said, "Oh, I am going. I'm going up on I forget what platform it was." And then also he said he going back to the Breakfast Club. And I told you guys, I said I don't believe that Umar is gonna go on any of those platforms. None of those platforms have requested him that I've seen or that I feel that they will. I said, I don't believe that he will go on another one of those platforms. And if he does, I said, I won't believe it until I see it. But Damza, this is his first interview with Damza. He has not been on this platform. So this is why these other people, these other platforms, I believe are not taking him because they are going to ask these hard questions. Damza seems like a nice person. He seems like he's not going to ask all of these like hard questions as to like Charlemagne the God. Charlemagne is going to be like, he's going to be hitting him, I think, with maybe some tougher questions than Damza will. But y'all, let's continue. Smash the like button, y'all.
We done, I'll schedule with you. I'm not going up to Power 105 again until we done. I'm tired of saying it myself.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So when we done, that's when I'll do it, man. But we real
Hey, Zip.
close. When I fly back home tomorrow, I got to get to the school. They laying the floors now, and once that's done, we'll be applying for a certificate of occupancy. That's going to be interesting because
He cannot get a certificate of occupancy. You have to make sure that everything in that building is done. You are already saying that these people, the plumbing, there's issues with this, there's issues with that. They are not going to issue you a certificate of occupancy, not until all of these things are done. And not only are they going to just want pictures, because y'all remember, hey, Bougie Barbie, hey, Drake's Dash Mustache, how are y'all doing? Welcome in. Bougie Barbie says, hey, at the lounge, hey, fam, how are you? Zip puts the hearts and says, right right on. Drake Stash Mustache says, all they do is coddle this man. Why why he sits there and lies? He's been saying this for years. Exactly. I mean, this is crazy. Bougie Barbie said, I'm mad, I'm late. We just got started not too long ago, Bougie Barbie. So you're not too far late. You're not too far late. What lies have I missed? He hasn't like really, he's about to get into it right here. Actually, Bougie Barbie, he is about to start saying a bunch of lies. But y'all, we know that when you are dealing with a building, especially a commercial building, he said, remember when he was doing this crash out about the payment, because he keeps on saying that if they were trying to sell the school behind his back. No, sir, you just didn't meet all the requirements that you were supposed to. There was bills that were unpaid. There was all kind of things that weren't done, and you are saying that Drake Stash Mustache says, I love you, Auntie. I love you too, Drake Stash Mustache, my nephew. So he was saying that, these people, these black women, she's giving me a hard time. No, she's not giving you a hard time. You just think the world revolves around yourself. You are given stipulations. You are given things that they told you needed to have. Remember, he said the lady told him that he has to have the paperwork with the account or some kind of number on it. So he didn't bring it with him. So he gets mad at her and tells her, well, she could just walk down the hallway and get it. Sir, she told you what to have when you came up here. So you should have been having what you were supposed to have to complete the documentation and the paperwork. But he thinks the world revolves around him, and this is why he has not opened the school, in my opinion, and he's not going to open the school because Umar thinks that he's untouchable. He don't have to respond and answer to nobody's questions. So, y'all, I'm telling you, let's get into it because I got a lot to unpack here.
The city has not been our friend. They tried to sell the school behind our back last month for some frivolous expenses that we should not have even owed.
Hey, the real truth.
I'm going to stay positive, but I'm not looking forward to the inspection.
Hey, J-Bay.
Because, they can nitpick you to death on that.
Absolutely.
So when people say when you're going to actually be done, that's not in our hands. We have to see what the city says,
See, this is where, hold on, let me turn the camera, y'all. He is trying to still perpetrate a fraud. He is trying to have us to believe that the city is playing with him. No, no, no. You think that you're going to try to play the city, Umar. The city is telling you, you have to have these certain things completed. The electrician, the water, all these things that need to be done in the school. You can't just go get Joe Smo off the street to get these done, right? Save money. Thank you. Save money says Afro-Dominican from Miami. Live it's insightful. Live, it's insightful. Thank you, Save Money. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Thank you. But Umar, he thinks, and I don't know if you guys ever purchased a property or house, or just maybe y'all are contractors. These situations have to be done. Remember, he said, well, they told me to bring pictures. The city is not going to tell you to bring no pictures, just the pictures, at least, not just the pictures. They want to see receipts. They want to know if the person is licensed and bonded before they can sign off. Because if the person isn't licensed and bonded, and say there's an electrical issue that causes a fire, they have to hold somebody's feet to the fire. They have to hold somebody's feet to the fire. But y'all, let's continue. Because Umar, he thinks that people is dumber than a box of rocks. But our elevator, it goes all the way to the top. So y'all, let's continue.
But I'm hoping after all we've been through, they just say, go ahead. If it's all in order, just pass him. But that hasn't been the experience. Like everything we've been through with the city has been a fight. Even to get a permit for the festival. They ain't want to give us that. So it's really been a tug of war with them. I'm just hoping that we don't have to have a protest. I'm hoping we don't have to take them to court for discrimination.
Sir, why do you think that every time you turn around, you are always talking about having a protest, marching over here on Black Wall Street? You are trying to make all of these excuses because you're not doing what you need to do as a business owner. If you're a business owner, you need to conduct yourself in a business way, right? I remember when he was saying also that people are talking. I don't know if he said it yet, but people are talking about this, people are talking about that, but they don't know because they ain't never opened a school. Well, sir, neither have you, because you have not put the work in that really is needed to open the school. But y'all, let's continue because he is doing the most, right? Drake Stats Mustache says he's always a victim. Yes, he is always playing the victim. But y'all, Umar thinks that everybody is supposed to live in his world. It doesn't work like that, Umar. You don't want to answer to nobody, and you think that what you want to do is what it's going to be. But that's not the case. But y'all, smash the like button. Welcome in. Happy Sunday. Let's continue with this interview, y'all. This is the first 16 minutes. Hey, Southern Nappiness, welcome in. Nicola, welcome in. Dorian, welcome, y'all. Welcome in. Smash the like button, y'all.
I mean, the bureaucracy is mostly black. The mayor's white, but the bureaucracy is black. But discrimination is discrimination, even if you're the same color. So I'm just, I'm going to just put it in the Lord's hands and see. But we knock it on the finish line. So if all goes well, we should be able to apply for the inspection before the end of the year.
And this is something that most people don't understand. Just starting a business is tough, right? And then when you're doing something in the community, it's going to be a lot tougher. When you're dealing with that much square footage, they could find something wrong anywhere. Oh, well, in this corner here. But a lot of people that have never started a business, have never gotten any type of education, what it's like, they have no idea.
Never opened a school, never ran a school, but they're experts in our school.
Sir, you have not opened a school either in 11 years. You have been saying that you're doing this, you're waiting for this, you're trying to apply for the certificate of occupancy, but you are not over there doing what it takes to open a business. Maybe you guys are, some of y'all may be business owners in the chat. Put a one if y'all are a business owner. When you are a business owner, some business owners wake up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Some of them are working all day from sun up to sundown, right? He's never at the school, only at nighttime, only when the legs in the emergency room is open at the wee hours of the night like a crackhead. And he is thinking every time he turns his camera on, he is saying, not thinking, he is saying that, we get to clean the schoolhouse and we got to do this in the schoolhouse. That schoolhouse looks like a trash can dumpster. It looks like a whole trash can dumpster. He doesn't even want to do what it takes. Even if he were to go up there and start cleaning out, look at the gym. The gym is filthy McNasty. He has trash. It looks like he has all kind of stuff even on the floor. He don't want to do what it takes, but he sure did make that little ghetto what was it? The little ghetto box, what's it called? Donation box. Y'all seen that? Hey, Michael Miller, how are you? Base B, welcome. Y'all seen he made that little ghetto donation box, but he does not want to do what it takes to be a business owner to do what he's supposed to be doing, and that's over there getting it. Look, he should have been with the laptop, you know what I'm saying, over there with the internet trying to apply for whatever he needs to apply for. But he is not willing to do this. He's like a very lazy person. Bougie Barbie says donations. Yes, that's all he wants. He proved and he showed us when he went on Lord Jamar's channel when he said, I don't need no help. I just need the money. So that tells us everything we need to know about him. He is only here for the money. But y'all, let's continue.
And I don't get into it, but I hear a lot of it because my supporters send me the clips, and I've heard ridiculous things. I heard people say you can get an HVAC for $5,000. That's a $50,000 unit up there, and that was the cheap one. You feel me? Yeah. This is not a house. This is a school. You're not getting no HVAC for no $5,000. You know what I mean?
Drake Stats Buster said he's not even a homeowner, let alone a business owner. That's what I'm saying. He got 6 degrees, but I'm telling you, these degrees have worked in the backwards for him, in my eyes. You are hollering, crying, and slinging snot about these degrees, but you can't get your lazy behind up out the bed to go and tend to your business. Because I always say, having a business is like having a baby. If y'all agree with me, put a 1 in the chat. Don't you have to feed the baby? Don't you gotta bathe the baby? You gotta, let the baby have some floor time. You gotta, watch the baby, rock the baby to sleep. This is how a business is. Nobody's going to wake up in the morning and say, oh my God, my business is booming and I didn't even do any work. Now we have to be for real and we have to be honest. He does not want to put no kind of work. He don't even want to clean that dirty, filthy gym up. And he's always quick to turn his camera on and show us the trashy gym. Even outside, there was been a few things, pieces of like trash outside. He is super lazy. And being a business owner, you have to be up. You have to be, up and popping whenever 8, 9 o'clock, even earlier. Like I said, some entrepreneurs, they wake up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning every morning to take care of what they need to take care of, whether that's waking up early to exercise, getting up, trying to get everything ready for their day to get started. Umar does not want to do any of that. All he wants to do is perpetrate a fraud. He wants to gallivant all over the United States and Canada and Africa and everywhere, but he's never trying to take care of the school. But y'all, let's continue.
Every utility that we had repaired, plumbing, HVAC, electric, every one cost us well over $100,000. Nothing was under $100K for repair. So when they had people say he could have got this done for $5,000, you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a whole nother level. But my thing is,
let me say this. Stuff at a commercial building, of course, is going to be more than, a regular house, right? But the real truth say he's lying. Yes, he is lying because you don't have to go. I'm sure you can find some cheaper air conditioner units for not, what did he say? Let's roll that back. Hold on. Because I think he did give a crazy number on how much an air conditioner costs for a commercial building. Let me wrap that back because I know he don't. Yeah, okay. He said 100. Okay, save money says 100 grand. Okay, I thought that's what he said. He said 100,000 for an air conditioner. How many of y'all? I'm gonna have to look up how much an air AC costs. Let me look it up real quick. For an AC unit, $100,000. I don't know. Hey, Francisca, how are you? $100,000 for a commercial AC unit. I don't believe. Oh, my other phone went dead. Just went dead. I don't believe that he would have to pay that much because a normal for even a house, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, maybe around there, something like that for an air conditioner. I've seen as much as as cheap as even 7 to 10,000 for a home. So I know for a commercial building, I don't think that it had to be no $100,000. I believe what he's trying to do, you guys. He's trying to throw these numbers out here so he can kind of give y'all numbers to okay, $100,000. Oh, okay. This, add up so we can add up these numbers because we're trying to figure out, everybody's still trying to figure out where all this money, 1.6 million has went. Everybody is still trying to figure out. So he's throwing out these big numbers to try to substitute or try to, use an excuse as, oh, the AC unit was 100,000. This was this much. How much is the tiles? How much is he going to say the tiles for the flooring? How much is he going to say that's worth? And y'all, he's only working out of probably one building because I think there's 3 buildings or 4 buildings that I'm not mistaken. Are you doing the floors in all of the buildings? Did you pay for AC in all of the buildings? These are these things that he's trying to give excuses for. But y'all, let's continue because he's lying about a lot of stuff. But y'all, let's continue.
if you never did it, why you speaking on it? And if you're not doing anything for the people, why you speaking on it? See, that's my thing. I don't think people who don't do work could criticize people who do work. Now, if you doing the work, you say, look, I built me a relevant institution. You can speak to it because you did it. We're being questioned and criticized by people who do nothing. And that's why I'm so tight-lipped on it, because I'm like, I don't owe you no answers. On top of the fact you never...
Oh, wow. Okay. Save Money. Thank you for that super chat. Thank you. Okay. Base B, okay, says, but an HVAC is maxed out at maybe $30K for, is that a commercial? Base B. Oh my goodness. Wow. Save Money says I feel like he came out for a while ago. Wait, came out a while ago talking about his funds were frozen and he needed donations. Can you update us on what's going on with the status quo, if you don't mind? Save Money. He said that his bank accounts were frozen, remember? And then he said the bank was supposed to issue him a check to give him the money, whatever was in that account, allegedly. And then he comes back and says that his accounts were, he came back weeks later. I don't remember, a week, 2, 3 weeks later, and said his bank accounts were off of ice. So he never even really, to me, gave an explanation as to what happened, because everybody is saying that what he was talking about, his bank account being on ice, that was a scam too. Probably to get people to donate more money, I believe. Drake Stats Mustache says, he's not business minded, because if someone um uh donated to me $1 million, I would never ask for another donation again. Yes, he was asking for donations, and then when people were donating, he was sitting there and like making them feel bad. Like, people were donating, say $10, then he was like, oh no, make it $20 next time. Who are you to say what I can donate the next time around? I may not be able to donate anything. Then who's to say that's not their last $5 or $10 that they're donating, right? This is crazy. Drake Stats Mustache says the bank account wasn't froze because it was no funds in there. I know. And then on top of that, remember, he was still telling people to send PayPal, hit the PayPal. Wasn't that PayPal connected to his bank account? I believe so, because all PayPals are connected to something, right? I mean, this is crazy. So I believe that was a lie too, needless to say. But y'all, let's continue.
Donated. On top of the fact you never drove by there and picked up a piece of trash, you questioning something that you don't support financially. You questioning something that you've never been a part of in your entire life. You've never been a part of anything that progressive as building an institution. So why are you expecting me to be accountable to you?
And so how do you keep it together? Back to that mental health thing. Like, how do you feel?
I'm going to be honest with you. The haters, the struggle streamers, they really helped toughen me up to the criticism, because we've been...
Umar, stop lying, because you were just up on the platform over there on your Instagram a week and a half ago when Mary Ann said you paid her the $68,000 and you were hollering, crying, and slinging snot in the back of an Uber. So don't sit here and say that the struggle screamers had made you stronger and you basically ignoring them. No, sir. No. You've been a whole crybaby during this whole time, and then you didn't even want to say Mary Ann's name. So, sir, get somebody else to do it. But y'all, let's continue. Hey, to Street.
Been dealing with it from the first day we took a donation in St. Louis, Missouri, April of 2014.
Hey, word of peace on the piece.
St. Paul's College in Virginia went up for sale, because that's what we wanted. We wanted that HBCU, but they wanted $2 million and we couldn't raise it in time, so they sold it to the Asians, who currently have it now. So then that's when we said, well, we just gonna find us a regular school. So from 2014 till 2019, we school hunted. We found FDMG in 2017, but we couldn't afford it at the time. So we just stayed in negotiations with the owners, and then finally, February 2019, they gave it to us. So 5 years to find a school, which in my opinion, that's not a long time.
Drake Stash, Mustache, and Tube Streak, y'all are hilarious. Tube Streak says, eat it well with other people's money. I know, right? That is epic, right? Word on a piece of paper says, how can someone travel all around the world and be broke while collecting donations? Exactly. It doesn't make sense, right? Y'all is hilarious. Drake Stats Mustache says, but isn't he a struggle streamer himself? All he do is begging. Yes, all he does is beg. Hit the PayPal, y'all. Hit the PayPal. And then he goes back and he doesn't even remember what he says, because like I said, that PayPal is connected to a bank account. I have PayPal. It's connected to a bank account. So I don't understand why he thinks that we're not thinking ahead of the game. I don't know why he thinks that we are slower than a box of rocks. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Bronze, how are you? Welcome in. I mean, y'all, he is doing too much, y'all. He is tripping with no maps. But y'all, let's continue listening to the liar, pants on fire.
raise the money and find it. 5 years ain't bad at all. And then you go from 19 to 25, right? So you're looking at 6 years of us renovating. It should have only taken us 2 or 3, but there was a lot of scamming going on with the contractors we were using. We really.
Did y'all just hear what him said? Did y'all just hear what he did said? Hold up, swole up, hold what you got. Did y'all just hear what him said? Put a one in the chat if y'all just heard what he said. He said there's a bunch of scammers around there. Is this the pot calling the kettle black? I mean, I truly believe so. Sir, you are the #1 scammer in the whole wide world. I mean, I don't think nobody has scammed more than you have. I think you're winning the scam race right now. Y'all, let me wrap that back because this is where I'm about to bust him all the way down. Let me wrap that just a few seconds because I have a lot to say about what he just said. Let's wrap that back a few seconds, y'all. This is hilarious, y'all.
And then you go from 19 to 25, right? So you're looking at 6 years of us renovating. It should have only taken us 2 or 3.
Okay, wait, hold on real quick. Francisca said he was collecting money before 2014 if the school was opening in 2013. Yes, he done stole these people's money and scammed them out of this money. Y'all, and can y'all imagine what y'all were doing back in 2013? I mean, that was a long time ago, right? I mean, goodness gracious. I mean, the money that we done made them, I mean, that's been a long time, a lot of money. But y'all, let's continue. We about to bust him down what he about to say about people scammers. No, you're a whole scam alert, sir. But y'all, let's continue.
But there was a lot of scamming going on with the contractors we were using. We really got done dirty by them. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to use Caucasian work because I wanted to keep the money in the community. The people who gave us the money black. I want to keep the project black.
No, sir. Absolutely not. Hold on. No, sir. Get somebody else to believe that lie because we don't believe it over here. You are saying, sir, that people have been scamming you, these electricians, plumbing, and all of that. They have been scamming you since 2017, 18, whenever you bought that school. You have been scammed for that long, sir? No, I think you're scamming them. And let me tell you how I feel like that he is scamming them. What Umar is doing, for one, let me tell you this first. If you guys don't know, Umar had some, I think a homeless black guy who went and was doing some work, and Umar promised to pay him. Some man off the street, Joe Blow off the street. Do y'all remember this story? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all do. He was trying to get Joe Blow, I can't remember his name, to do some work in the schoolhouse. Umar was letting him sleep in the schoolhouse, I believe it was, and Umar never paid him for the work he's done. So, hey Teresa, we got a 1. Okay, Southern nappiness. You remember okay, so y'all are tracking. So he never paid that man. He was trying to pay people a little bit of money to do things, but they would never finish the job. But this homeless guy, he asked him to do some work. The homeless guy did some work. He was staying at the school. He never paid him, so he went and took him to court. He took Umar to court and Umar said he was going to pay me, and he never did. So that goes into all of these contractors. These people, whenever you have businesses and these businesses talk, they're going to be like, how was the Whitakers? Are they, do they like to, pay and get their house, the electrical or plumbing or, any of their services done? Do they like to pay people? Do they like to make sure that we finish the job and, everything's done? Umar Johnson, I believe when he found out whatever problems he's having, say it's with the power, right? And then he has to call a plumber, and then he has to get the plumbers to come over and start a job. What he does is whatever the service fee is for them to come out, right? just say it's $200. I don't know, just for electrical. So he says, okay, well, the service fee is $200. Okay, can you come out here and look and see, what has to be done? So then they tell him, okay, well, we have to do this. We have to put some wires up. We got to change these wires out because they're old or whatever. So then he's like, okay, well, how much do you charge me? Okay, $200, right? So then they start doing the work, paying the $200 for the service call, $200 for, to start to change the wires. And then they maybe run into another issue. And then he's like, he don't want to pay him no more. So he was robbing Peter to pay Paul to try to pay for that type of work. So of course, when you have electricians, plumbers, and stuff, they don't want to work behind each other. We all know that. If you're a homeowner or a business owner, if you start somebody with doing your plumbing, they need to do the job from start to finish. If you stop anywhere in between time and you call somebody else up, you're going to have to get them to start the whole process over again. This is what I believe Umar was doing. He was penny pinching, trying to get these guys to, get them to, do so much work, penny pinch them, and then when it didn't go, like the work wasn't finished, then he would have to start over. Oh God, I done ran out of money, or he just didn't want to pay them the full money just to get the job. Just pay him the $2,000 or whatever. I don't think he was doing that. He was trying to penny pinch to them, and this is why he said, well, they're scamming me. No, sir, you got a bad reputation. I'm more than sure he has a bad reputation for having these contractors and people come out, start, stop these jobs. Nobody is scamming you, sir. You are scamming these people. But your name is probably dirty out in them streets. And they say, if you got FDMG Schoolhouse, Umar finesse 3 times, oh, don't mess with him. Because he will pay for the service call. He will have you start the work, but he doesn't want to finish paying you for the job. And this is what I'm saying, I believe is what he's doing. And if y'all think that's the same thing, put a 1 in the chat, because I believe that's what he's doing. But y'all, let's continue listening to finesse 3 times. Test a whole lie.
But I had to wake up one day and say, yo, if you're waiting on your people to do this for you, it may not get done. And let me put that in context. You're talking about the second smallest state in the country, right? So you don't have much to pull from anyway. And then the city of Wilmington requires that your contractors be licensed in the state and licensed in the city. So, for example, in Pennsylvania, if you're licensed by the Commonwealth, you can do work anywhere in the state. You got to be licensed in Delaware and then licensed again in Wilmington. You already
and see, you guys, you see how he talks about these things? You have to be licensed in Wilmington. You got to be yes, you have to be licensed and bonded whenever you are working as a plumber, electrician, any of those things. You have to be licensed and bonded. It doesn't matter what city or county. You have to be, if you're performing work in that state, in the county, whatever, you have to be licensed and bonded. This is where it goes back to him not wanting to pay these people or trying to get Joe Blow off the street to perform these jobs. And when he goes and says, oh, okay, the electricity issue is resolved, whatever. I got the electricity fixed. Let me go tell the city that the electricity is fixed. But then when they say, okay, well, where is the receipts? Okay, what company did you use? What electrical company did you use? They want receipts, and he can't provide them because he's getting Joe Blow off the street to do these jobs, and that is not going to pass with the city. So that's not what, he's talking about these things, but he is not connecting the dots as to what the real reason is. And then Umar, he thinks that everybody is supposed to bow down to him, and this is not the case. This is why he's not going to ever open the school, because he thinks that the world revolves around him, and it doesn't. But y'all, let's continue.
Dealing with a small pool of available contractors, and then they add that on top. So I say it all the time. We have the best situation in the worst location. And when I say worst location,
Hey, Sato, how are you? Sato says, hello, everyone. The Lounge and Jamil Peterson. Hey, Sato, how are you? Happy Sunday, fun day, Sato. Welcome in. Thank you for this. Y'all is showing up and showing out on these super chats. Save money. Thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Y'all are amazing. Thank you so much, y'all. Oh my goodness. Thank y'all so much. Y'all, let's continue listening to this liar, pants on fire, test the lie guy over here on the Damza project, y'all. Shout out to Damza. Seems like a really nice guy, but Umar is still over here finessing people. But y'all, let's continue.
Simply speaking of the limited pool of resources in terms of contractors and the strict stipulations that are required for you to work on a project there. You know, if that same school was in Detroit, Chicago, Philly, we'd be done already. Only because you got so many plumbers, you got so many HVAC, right. You got so many electric. You could go through 30 of them until you hit the right one. But you in the second smallest state, only a handful of black.
Let me say this to y'all. Umar is, I'm sorry, dumber than a box of rocks. Those degrees that he has. Now you did research when you had research projects. You know, you have to make an essay, a report, a research paper. Don't you have to go and research? Sir, did you not learn that when you are a business owner, you can't just be jumping out into the deep end of the ocean? You have to do your research. You can be asking other business or even asking. Sometimes when you go to locations like that, sometimes they will say, hey, I know a good electrician. I know a good plumber. They will, word of mouth goes a long way sometimes too, right? You can look it up, or, he's a struggle streamer just like us. Let him tell it. But he can look up on the internet and see who is, good at doing whatever services needed, right? He can look up the plumbers. They will give, they give like these ratings. Okay, you got a 5-star, whatever. You can check that stuff out for yourself. But Umar is so dumb to where it doesn't even make sense on what he is doing. He is saying there's all these 30 plumbers, list of electricians or whatever. But how it's good. Let me say this. People know who the best plumber in town is. And then if their prices are high, y'all know Umar is not fooling up with them, because when he does stuff, it's always on a scam status, right? He's always trying to figure out some way to scam somebody. He doesn't want to pay nobody no full price. Okay, the electricity stuff for the electrician, okay, it's a $10,000, cost. He will figure out how to finesse that person, how to scam them. And then when he scams them, of course, FDMG school, everybody knows about it. So then, people start to talking and be like, don't mess with Umar. He will scam you out of money and he will waste your time. But y'all, let's continue listening, because Umar, he is a hot mess. Drake Stas Mustache says, the thing is, Umar wanted people to do the work for free. That's why he's not, that's what he's not saying. Exactly. Remember, like I said, he wanted that homeless guy, a black homeless guy, to live in the school and do the work for free. But when Umar said that, the guy said, Umar told him, I'm going to pay you for the work you do, and Umar never did, that tells you that he always wants to, get something for free, right? Or the low. The low. He does not want to pay nobody no money. Hey, TY, how are you? TY says, too bad the dude turned into a real life villain. I know, right? He could have did some great positive stuff. But y'all, he is just a finesser. He is just a scammer. And it is what it is, right? But y'all, let's continue.
Black folks, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Contractors that you can really, go to. And everybody we used came highly recommended, by the way. We didn't just grab people. These were people say, get him, get them. We got the people we were told to get, and they still didn't do us right.
No, okay, Francisca says he had people emailing him to do the work, but he ghosted them. Yes, because when they were probably submitting, because I remember he said, if y'all know any like electricians or plumbers, I can't remember what he said, but he was having people like, call me or whatever, email me, whatever. But yes, I believe that he was ghosting them, and he did not want to deal with them because he did not want to pay anything. Y'all see how he is now. He don't even want to pay the water bill. So that tells you what type of person he is. He sure ain't no business person. So I don't know why he thinks for some odd reason that the school is going to open. It's never going to open. Sato says it is what it is. People with conscious or people without conscious. I know, Sato, but he's saying he's supposed to be in this conscious community. He's supposed to, okay, if you're in the conscious community, why are you not trying to do the right thing? I mean, with everything, you are tearing up women's households. Remember the lady that was over there with Mary Ann when he did the documentary? He was sleeping with her, tore her whole house up. Then with Lene, then even with with Mary Ann after he tried to sue Mary Ann for, like, he looked up the price of her house and then tried to turn around and sue her for how much her house costs. So these things are, he preaches and talks about these great things, but yet yet he, behind closed doors, it's like as soon as the door shuts, he's trying to like do the total opposite. He like really what's it called when you say one thing and you don't, like, you are contradicting yourself. Yeah, he's very contradictive of his own self. Bougie Barbie says he didn't want people in that school. Yeah, he didn't want people in the school because that school is nasty. And also too, y'all see all that mold? All of that mold in the school can get somebody sick. This is why they are not going to issue that certificate of occupancy, because when you have mold like that, you can paint over the mold 50 million times. You can put that white primer on there. You can paint until your heart is content. That mold is still going to be there. And when they come and do that mold test, oh man, it's going to be the mold test detector go beep, 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 beep. That mold detector test is going to be going off. It's going to be going waka flocka flame. And these are the things that he is trying to act like, oh, I'm going to get the certificate of occupancy. No, sir, that school needs to be gutted, and that school actually just needs to be tore down to the ground and rebuilt back up. But you don't want to do it because you didn't misappropriated all of these people's funds. But y'all, let's continue.
Pool is so small,
When the pool
and the
is so-
competition is great. It's tough,
And we ran into situations where sometimes, if I don't take the plumber, the electrician say I can't take the job. You feel me? Because that's my man.
Right.
So since you're not taking him, I can't do it. I'm like,
Now, that does not even really make sense to me. Let's rewind that. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm sorry. If you're a plumber and you, or whatever he's talking about, it doesn't make sense to me. But y'all, let me wrap it back. He's just trying to get over, and he's trying to scam these people, and he doesn't want to pay anything. That's why he's coming up with so many excuses, and it don't make no sense, y'all. Let's continue.
do us
But
right.
when the pool is so small,
When the pool
and the
is so-
competition is great, it's tough,
And we ran into situations where sometimes, if I don't take the plumber, the electrician say I can't take the job. You feel me? Because that's my man.
Right.
So since you're not taking,
Sir, I done had numerous of houses, that I've purchased. And also, hey, my baby says salute, beautiful. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Hey, my baby, Jamil Peterson, Mr. I Am Comedy. So, y'all, he is saying things that I don't agree with, and because I've been a homeowner numerous times over, he is saying stuff that does not make sense. Oh, if you can't be my electrician, then okay, the plumber, okay, it's a 2-for-1 deal. I've never heard of that before. This is unheard of for me. I've never heard of this before, and he's just making stuff up because he is trying to take the fact and the thought of he don't want to pay nobody. He thinks that he's supposed to get all this stuff for free. But y'all, let's continue. I mean, this is the worst businessman of the century too. Not only is he a scammer, he's the worst businessman ever that I've ever seen in life. But y'all, let's continue.
him, I can't do it. I'm like, damn. What that got to do with you? I need this. You know what I mean? So it was a lot of that where I like the electrician, don't like the plumber. I like the HVAC guy, don't like the electrician. So,
How are you going to not like somebody in a town that you don't even really live in? The school is in Wilmington, but you live in Philly. But you was over there causing and wreaking havoc in Wilmington, where people are probably saying, well, don't mess with Umar. Umar get you over there. He'll pay the little fee for you to come over there, the little $200 call him up fee. And then once you get over there, you start working, he don't want to pay you, because there's no way in a big city like Wilmington where you just screwing everybody over and nobody wants to come and work and do anything. I think this is one of his biggest problems. I believe he does not want to pay these people money whenever they come out and say start working, then they find something wrong, and then Of course, they don't want to work over each other's work. So I don't think for one moment that Umar over there has a clean reputation with all of these plumbers and HVAC people and the water people, electricians. He has a bad reputation, and they don't want to deal with him. And of course, they are saying they probably put a whole scam alert out on him. Scam alert, y'all. What's a scam alert? Umar Johnson. If you're a contractor, stay away from him and his FDMG trash can yellow buildings. They are trash can. It's going to take millions of dollars to get anything fixed in that schoolhouse. Stay away. But y'all, let's continue.
It's networks. Yeah. You know, and you're dealing with a really small city, and you an outsider coming from Philly. I had to deal with some of that too. You know what I mean? Because even though I get a lot of love in Wilmington and a lot of love across Delaware, you still got them people say, we don't need him here. You know what I mean? We don't need no big city dude coming down here. We can handle our own business. But I'm not here for you. I'm here for the kids. You know what I mean? Because people say, why did you choose Wilmington? And I like Wilmington. I love the energy there. I really do. But people say, why did you choose Wilmington? I didn't choose Wilmington. I chose the school that was in Wilmington. In other words, we wasn't shopping for cities.
Sato
we
said hi,
shopping
baby.
for building.
Sato
and
said
had
hi.
the best building that we found. We should have.
Oh, he didn't see, I guess, in the thing.
But once the archdiocese found out who I was, they wouldn't sell me none of the schools. I knew we was in Detroit. Me and my mother was preparing to move to Detroit. I said, Mom, we going to Detroit. We out. It's going to be cold. She said, I don't care. Let's go. And then the Jewish realtor for the archdiocese, and I thought that was interesting that the archdiocese had a Jew, because if you understand that history, but he said they want to see your curriculum. I said, we buying the school cash money. What you need to see my curriculum for? This ain't no charter school.
Okay, I have another, what he just said. He does not want to show them people the curriculum because he feels he paid cash for the school. Why do you need to see my curriculum? Let me say this. My cousin lives in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and she bought a business too. And I was the one who was helping her fill out this paperwork in Philadelphia from Philly. She said on, the documents, and, I helped her skim through them. You have to put on there like what you're using the facility for. When you purchase something, you have to put what you're using it for. She has a building that she purchased, was, getting her business documents together, and she used it for like what's it called, events and planning, like facility, whatever, where they have weddings, events, or whatever. So on that paperwork, she has to put what she's using, what is her business, what is she going to use a building for. Umar does not want to give these people his curriculum because he has no plans in opening a school, and he's mad talking about I paid cash for it. Sir, when you buy a school, it doesn't matter. They have to know what your curriculum is, because every state, y'all know, as y'all all know, all y'all parents, and even when we were in high school, they have state tests. So what he's teaching has to basically adhere to some of these questions, some of the material that is on the state tests. And he thinks just because he bought this school cash, he doesn't have to answer to nobody. And this is where I say that he is never going to open this building because he thinks the world revolves around him. And it doesn't. Whenever you buy a school, you have to let them know what you're teaching. You can't just tell them people to get out of here. Don't worry about what I'm teaching. Absolutely not. It does not work like that. You have to teach these kids, because when the test time comes, whatever the test in Pennsylvania, the state of Pennsylvania school age test, they do the reading, science, and math or whatever, like maybe in one semester, then the next semester, or maybe even the next year, then they do like another portion. They have to make sure that what you're teaching in that school is going to allow the children to pass. You're making sure that you're teaching them what, the material is for that school grade level. If it's in third grade, whatever, the curriculum is for third graders for that state, they need to make sure that they're teaching that. Umar thinks that he doesn't have to answer to nobody. This is why I said it's like he feels like that this the world revolves around him, and it doesn't. And he's trying to spin off this narrative because a lot of people, what he is saying, maybe don't research or are saying like, oh yeah, that does sound right. Because a lot of people won't go back and do their research. But we have to do our research when it comes to Umar, because he will try to finesse us, y'all, right? Sato says the loud, yes, Sato. He will try to finesse us. Who are you to tell me if you buy in a school that you ain't gonna let me know what you're teaching these children? I mean, and you have to submit these paperwork. This is a part of like the big old package. I don't know exactly what they have to submit, but I know that's one of the main things that they have to submit to let the board, whoever is going to be over that school, what they are teaching these grades, like the different grades, whatever. If it's like if he plans to have like a first through fifth grade. What are you teaching in first grade, second grade, third, fourth, and fifth? Okay, are you going to adhere to, this, these curriculums, because these students are going to take the Philadelphia, state test, and we have to make sure that they're at least all going to, do well. We know, no, not 100% of the students will pass, but we need to know that, what you're teaching aligns with what we are, the requirements. But y'all, I'm telling you, Umar, he thinks he thinks these people is supposed to be doing like, the two-step around him, but it doesn't work like that. But y'all, let's continue.
You follow what I'm saying? This ain't no lease.
Right.
I'm buying and we done. What you want to know what I'm teaching for? I said, you can't get that.
He drinks that for that.
Religion is it a religious thing? Like, where's the pushback in that city?
I think it's just that they knew who I was and wasn't going to sell. And guess what? Every school in Detroit that we wanted.
Let's skip this commercial. Y'all, I'm telling you, Umar, he thinks the world revolves around him. He's a mess.
So that's why I tell people you got to understand that when it comes to white people, they're more about power than money. Yeah. If they was about the money, they would have sold us the building. They all there. They was about the control. We don't want him teaching that. You feel me? We rather not make the money.
Detroit looks like Detroit.
Yes. Oh man. Oh, I learned so much in the school hunt. I remember I was going to lease a school in Mount Vernon, New York, Catholic school, and the supervisor said, I got to call the Vatican. I said, what? He said, I said, you got to call Rome? He said, I got to call Rome. I said, why you got to call Rome? He said, what did he say? He said about half the Catholic schools in America are still managed directly from the Vatican. He had to call the Vatican and ask if he could lease the school to Dr. Umar, and of course they said hell no.
And I looked that up, you guys, and it said that they are not ran by the Vatican, that they are ran by like the local area or something like that. So I think that's a lie. I have to research it more because I just looked it up real quick when me and my baby watched this earlier. But I believe that that's a lie because it said no on Google. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me hold on real quick. Let me bring this down and let me see if I still have it up. Let's see. Let me see if I still have it up here. Let me see. Cause I looked that up. Okay, let me see. Hold on, cause I looked it up. Cause I was like, this Umar, he not. Okay, there it goes right there. So when I looked it up, this is what it said. It says, I put, how true is the statement that half of the Catholic schools in the United States are managed by the Vatican? And this is just what, searching on Google gave me. So it says, I don't know if you guys can read it here, maybe a little blurry, but it says, not at all true. Catholic schools are typically owned by one of three entities: the local diocese, led by the local bishop, a religious order like the Jesuits or Holy Cross Fathers, a private group of Catholic lady, if I said that right. It says no Catholic primary or secondary schools in the U.S. are managed by the Vatican. So y'all, this is where I'm saying we have to do our research because he lied. Now let me flip the camera back and go back to him and see what he said, because he lying. He is a lie. He is making things up because he's trying to make himself look good, because we know that he is up here testing a lie. Y'all, let's listen to him say that again, because he is a whole liar, pants on fire. Let's continue.
I said, what? He said, I said, you got
Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Okay, Bougie Barbie said, I work for a Catholic deacon. I know that isn't true because he is a teacher. Oh, Bougie Barbie, so you know that's not true. See, y'all, this is what I'm saying. We have to research the things that come out of Umar's mouth because remember, like I said yesterday, Umar is quick to respond and say things that doesn't make sense or lie. So this is crazy. Hey, Goddess Noel, how are you? Goddess says Jesuit, pronounce, wait, Jesuit. Okay, okay. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you. Oh yeah, let's continue, y'all.
Umar said, "Why you gotta call Rome?" He said, "What did he say?" He said about half the Catholic schools in America are still managed directly from the Vatican. He had to call the Vatican and ask if he could lease.
Y'all, y'all see? You see how much of a liar Bougie Barbie says? So I know firsthand every day. See? We have to research what Umar says because Umar will lie and say that something is, oh, I got to call the Vatican. That don't even sound right. The Vatican has more things going on than a little bit than to stop and answer a phone call about you buying a school from him. Does that sound right to you? I don't believe it does. Not to me. When he said that, that's why I went and I researched it right away. I said, let me go over here and Google this because this don't even sound right. Why would they have to say I gotta call the Vatican? Y'all, hold on, let me wrap that back. I'm telling you, Umar finessed 3 times. He is doing the most on the coast. He is over here trying to finesse the Damsel Project, but y'all, he ain't finessing us. Let's wrap that back.
I said, "Why you gotta call Rome?" He said, "What did he say?" He said about half the Catholic schools in America are still managed directly from the Vatican. He had to call the Vatican and ask if he could lease the school to Dr. Umar, and of course they said, "Hell no." Yeah, so. And they also told me
See, Goddess Noel says not true at all. I went to Catholic school from K to 9th grade. Y'all see, everybody knows that Umar is a liar. He is just trying to get these people to think what he is saying is true. And we know we can just Google it like I did. I didn't know anything about all of that. And it said, no, not true at all. It said that on Google. And y'all are telling me, Bougie Barbie, Goddess, and a lot of y'all are saying that is not true, y'all. Let's continue. I'm telling you, he is something else, y'all. This scammer right here, Umar finessed 3 times, y'all. He is a piece of work. But y'all, let's continue. Smash the like button, y'all.
Vatican is the second largest property owner either in the United States or in the world. I didn't know that. White boy was dropping all these jewels on me. He said we own much property. I didn't know that either. So that's crazy. So when you hear about that, United States, London, Rome connect, that's real. Them 3 city-states.
Archer says, tired of y'all hating on Umar. Well, you don't have to be here. I mean, Artrice, are you a Umarian, a part of the Umarian diocese, the Umarian army? I mean, you're welcome over here, but nobody's hating on Umar. We are just busting him out for the lies that he tells. I'm just saying. Tree says, how much did y'all send to help? Not 1 penny. How much did you send? And if you sent any money, I mean, you maybe maybe we need to send you a hot toddy. I'm just saying, okay? Maybe you are a little slow, and maybe your elevator don't go to the top. But we love everybody here at the lounge. I'm just saying. But we are smart. We if we wanted to put our money down the garbage disposal, we would, but we don't want to put our money down the garbage disposal. He's been spending a lot of money, donors' money, on vacations, hocations, and tricking all over, Africa, Switzerland, Canada, the United States. So, no, we have not donated to him. At least I haven't. Maybe somebody else has. I don't know, but we not donating to him. It's like putting money in the garbage disposal. Y'all, let's continue.
They don't answer to nobody. Right. That's very real. That's very real.
It's very interesting how you mentioned about the contracting.
Yeah.
Right? Because, people could say whatever the hell they want. When you go into that, it's tough. I got a lot of friends that are...
Hold on. Bougie Bird said, Tree's price. I sent my donations to the light bill people. Me too, right? Goddess says we didn't send a dime, and it all was money well spent. I know that's That's right. But Francisca says nobody wants to donate. I wouldn't exactly. Tree says talking but not helping. Trees, go have a seat. Get a hot toddy, baby. Have a good night. Y'all, we had to send somebody to the block party. They need to go get them a hot toddy. Get Umarian cleansed. But y'all, let's continue.
Into real estate, and I'm from a city, Buffalo, New York. It's not a small city similar to the way Detroit operates.
Yes, sir.
And they'll get contractors, they'll get it all set up, and the job is done terribly.
Yep.
And it's
Right.
just war.
Yep.
It's just
Yep.
like, okay, well, what do I do about this? Now we gotta rip it out.
Yep.
It's just a thing that most people don't have a clue about.
They have no clue about it. And then when somebody don't finish their work, so let's say the electricians don't finish their work, you got to get another electrician to come behind. No contract.
Francisca, you is on point. Francisca said, did Umar donate to the school? Nope, but he wants others to donate. Exactly. Sir, you haven't put one penny into the school of your own money. Every dime that you have got was on people donating to your scam, sir. So let's continue. Y'all is hilarious tonight.
What I saw, they never want to say the previous contractor did a good job. You know what I mean? It was like, we got to do it over. You know what I mean? I'm like, I can't build from when
Saint Sinner.
Nah, they didn't do that. Nobody was able to say we could pick up where they started. You know what I mean? The plumbers, nah, they didn't do this right. And I know they did it right, but you just want to get paid the full thing. Yeah.
No. Let me tell you what happened. Umar. You think you slicker than Vaseline in the baby oil that P. Diddy had. No, let me tell you what you was doing. And we can all see straight through you. We can see straight through you, Umar. What you was doing, you was having these people come out. You was having them, you was paying their little fee, to come out, however much, like I said, about $200 fee to come out and start a job. And then when they started a job, you said, okay, we'll go ahead and finish this. And how much is this going to cost for today? Okay, maybe $200 for the work and $200 more for, the coming out fee, right? Then when he was like, man, the electrician was probably like, well, didn't get to finish, but it's going to be another $600 or $1,000 maybe, give or take to finish the job. And he was like, oh, okay, well, I'll call you. And he never did. And this is why he was starting and going. So you talking about somebody scamming, sir, you are trying to scam all these contractors out there in Wilmington. That's why they don't want to have nothing to do with you, sir. I mean, you think you are slicker than Vaseline on the Diddy's baby oil, but sir, everybody is hip to your game. Everybody's elevator is going to the top except yours with them 6 degrees, sir. But y'all, let's continue.
So we had to deal with that, But the white folks, they did it. They charged us up. They overcharged us. But at least they finished the job. You know what I mean? So that's where we at. And then you have people say, well, if he's on his path.
Hey, a lady says, hi, TL. I'm giving this interviewer the biggest side eye. A lady, let me say this. A lady, the Damsa, he is a really nice guy. He's a really nice guy. This is why I believe these other people on these other platforms have not requested him to come back. They don't want to see him probably ever again in life because they know that they're going to ask these hard questions. And Umar is probably like, well, what questions are you trying to ask me? You want me to come over there, but what are you going to ask me? Is it about FDMG schoolhouse? Because I don't want to answer those questions. But the Damsa, he is more like, seems like he's not going to push too hard. But these other platforms, oh, absolutely. They're going to ask the hard questions of what happened? What happened to the crash out? What happened to Lene? What happened to the $68,000? Remember you were saying that you was broke and your bank account was on ice and all these problems? I had to start a new bank account. What happened to all of that? See, Damsa is not going to ask all of these questions. So this is why I believe he went on this platform with Damsa because, of course, he got the bag of money, right? That's first and foremost. But then he's not going to be asked these harder questions. Did he not ask him not one time in this interview so far? What happened to the bank account being on ice? Damson didn't ask him that. Neither did he ask him about the crash out and what happened and started this whole situation between, because this happened. Remember with Lene and him? He went up, started talking about Lene, talking about her kitty cat meow, smelled like the bottom of the ocean floor. Remember that? And then he was going back and forth with Lene for a very long time. And then he started going back and forth with Mary Ann. And then next thing you know, he went silent. Remember, we was trying to put out an APB for him. We ain't heard from him. Then he popped up on the Word platform on the radio station, and he had the interview. And then he was saying they didn't try to sell the buildings behind my back, and this, that, and third. And he was lying on that interview too. So this guy, Damsa, he seems like he just wants him to come up there and, he wants to, make him feel comfortable. He don't want to ask the hard questions. But y'all, if he goes on any of those platforms that he been on before, they asking them questions. They gonna hold his feet to the fire, and he don't want them feet to be held to the fire. So that's probably why he would not go on there, because they got the bag. They're the ones paying him to come up on the platform. And they said, if you come up on our platform, we want to know about Lene. We want to know about why the bank account was on ice. We want to know why you came up and turned your Instagram live on and said that you ain't had no money, hollering broke and pole mouth. We want to know that. We want to ask those questions because we want to know what happened. What happened, Umar? What happened for next 3 times? What didn't happen? But y'all, let's continue.
Africanism and his Garveyism platform, why would he let white people do the work? You have to distinguish and differentiate between charity and business. We don't accept donations from non-Africans, right? But if I have to pay a non-African to do a job, that's business. That's not a handout. They're not volunteering. They're not giving us nothing. We're paying them to do a job. You see, it's like if I have a store and a white person comes in and buys from my store, that's no contradiction. That's business. But if I got white folks coming in there financing me, that's a contradiction. You see, so people.
But sir, you even said, and I heard this on one of his videos. Remember, he was talking about Black Wall Street and like people like, black communities helping. He was even talking about these famous people. Why don't they build neighborhoods? Why don't they build this? Why don't they build that? Sir, you ain't built nothing. So you need to sit down and have a seat and stop talking about what people need to do, because you need to get that school together, which we know it's never going to happen. But when you get that school together, then you can start telling other people what they need to do with their money. Because right now you is working off of donations and scamming people, and this is not even your money. But y'all, he was talking about having people. Hey, Lady Luck Club, how are you? Welcome in. Lady Luck Club says, hey all. Hey, the lounge. Hey, chat. Hey, Lady Luck Club, how are you doing? Welcome in, Lady Luck Club. We got the Umar seats. We got the interviews, honey. We got the interviews, and we are busting it down. This is only a 16-minute video now. The big interview is not going to hit unless it already hit, but this one the big interview hasn't hit, but these small 2 interviews has hit. So we're discussing this, but y'all, let's continue. And let me say this. If you guys have not, please go to Lady Luck Club and subscribe to her channel. She is surviving Umar for next 3 times too. And we are all keeping our foot on him neck, y'all. So let's continue listening to him test a whole lie.
Say, well, that's a contradiction. You got white folks doing the work. That's called business, bro. That's just business. Fee for service. It's not a handout.
Fair exchange.
Now, if they was financing us, that would be a contradiction. Because you give up your sovereignty with them.
And so how do you keep it together? Because it sounds extremely stressful.
I didn't realize.
Oh, Lord, y'all, let's skip this commercial. It sounds extremely stressful, or does it sound extremely scammingful? I don't know, y'all.
I'll tell you how I keep it together. Number 1, I believe I was born to do the work that I do. Okay. That's the priority. The number 1, people say, how you keep going through this? Somebody texted me today when I was on my way here. They said, I'm trying to understand how you continue to keep going after everything people throw at you. Like, your bounce back game is crazy. You know what I mean? And for me, I know I was born to do what I'm doing. When you know why you here, you can put up with it.
Sir, the only thing that you are doing is breathing and collecting other people's money because you have not put in the work to get this school done at all, period. Every time you go to the schoolhouse to those abandoned trash cans, you turn on your camera, you go on your Instagram, and it looks like a whole trash dump. It looks like a whole landfill in the back. I would not ever turn on my camera anywhere, even if it was in my backyard, if I had trash everywhere and it was not cleaned up. He should be embarrassed. He should be embarrassed. And then he said, oh, this schoolhouse, they're immaculate. I mean, y'all, didn't we go over some videos of what the schoolhouse looked like? Mold all around. It looked like he didn't thought the side of the building was like a chimney, and then he slid down and left some skid marks. He has the misconception of these school buildings being very immaculate, and they're not. They are a bunch of trash cans. Hey, Black Anonymous, how are you? Welcome in, welcome in. Umar for that's 3 times interview has hit the platform, Black Anonymous. So we are over here busting this interview down, but we're almost done. But there is going to be a bigger interview. I did a video. Y'all go check that video out. That's the first 4-minute clip. Then this one right here is a 16-minute clip. And then there's going to be a bigger one. And y'all, whenever it hits, we're going to go and do a live. If it comes out tomorrow, of course, tomorrow night, I will definitely go live and we're going to bust it down. But y'all, let's continue.
What? It's not a thing where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be building no school. You feel me? I don't have that.
No doubt.
I know I'm supposed to do it, so I got to deal with whatever comes with it. So number one, I know I'm doing the work I was born to do. That's number one. Number two, I've never cared about what people thought too much. You know what I mean? Like some people.
Umar, stop lying. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him. Y'all see him? He's about to tell another lie. He said he don't care what people think or say about him. Sir, yes, you do. You sure do, because the last video where you was in over there in the like under a bridge, like kind of dark in the car, and you was talking, you was hollering, crying, and slinging snot. Sir, you was having a whole meltdown because people were talking about you because the way you move is like a whole bad, like, just terrible. Terrible, needless to say. You are moving in a very terrible way for you to be a grown man, 55 years old, I think, 51, however, to be moving the way you are moving, and you are not making no progress. And you have been doing this for umpteen years. But y'all, let's continue.
They gotta be viewed positively by outsiders. I don't.
They want to be like.
I don't care what people think or what people say. And I believe my popularity had a lot to do with that too, because I'm just going to tell you the truth. I don't know if it's going to hurt your feelings. I don't know if you're going to like it. I don't know if you're going to love it, but I'm going to be honest. And I think people have...
Sir, you have been testing a lie for a very long time. I mean, I don't even know, if you say good morning, good evening, the sky is blue, if you're even telling the truth when you say that, because everything that's coming out of your mouth, as long as your mouth and your lips is moving, sir, it's considered a lie to me. I'm just saying, it's considered a lie. Just like we just busted up his lie when he said that he had to, he was going over there trying to buy one of them Catholic schools, and the man told him that he had to call all the way to the Vatican. I mean, do you think the Vatican has time to answer a phone call about somebody buying a schoolhouse? I mean, that doesn't make sense. And y'all already know in the chat, Bougie Barbie, Noel, y'all are already said that wasn't even true. This is why we have to research what he says, because y'all, he's a slick talker and a fast talker, and he thinks that everything that comes out of his mouth that people are going to believe it, but we're not believing it. We're not going to believe anything that comes out of his mouth. We are going to fact check it because he lies so much. But y'all, let's continue listening to him test the lie.
Have grown to appreciate the honesty of my message, because I get people stop me in the airport all the time. I don't agree with everything you say, you know what I mean? But you're consistent. Whereas a lot of these other guys out here who claim to be into the conscious movement, they not consistent. They'll flip-flop. 1 minute they this, 1 minute they this, 1 minute they this, based on what gets the attention, what gets the money. I've never capitulated my position. You know what I mean? And I think thirdly, I practice Yoruba spirituality. And in Yoruba spirituality, you're born with a guardian angel, guardian spirit. Mine is Ogun. Ogun is the spirit of war, iron, perseverance, determination. Don't quit, work hard. That's my guardian spirit. You feel me? So I got to keep going. You know what I mean? So I think that's how I'm able to put up with it.
And shout out to Damza Project, y'all. That was it. But I'm going to play the 4-minute video because there's a 4-minute video and it's a 16-minute video, which we just played the 16-minute video. So let's go to the 4-minute video. I did it on my videos, you guys. Hold on. Let me go to Damza real quick. Let me go to Damza. Let me see. Let me go. Hold up. Let me. Hold on. Hold on, you guys. Let me go. Where's the 4-minute? Okay, there it is. We're going to listen to the 4-minute clip because, y'all, he is a mess, y'all. Let's continue. Let's go ahead and play this and get this out the way. Hold on. Let me skip this commercial.
List your vacation home on Airbnb. There will always be a couple of...
Okay, come on. Let's go ahead and play. Hold on, y'all. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Oh, there it goes. I don't know why. Okay. All right. Let's play. Let's see if it's going to play. Hold on. I don't know why my laptop is acting up. Hold on. I don't know why my laptop is acting up. Okay, there it goes. All right. So this is a 4-minute clip. Another little clip that it came out just a little while ago. So y'all, let's go ahead and get into this one.
A wild guess that kind of kept us a little bit on edge a lot. My loyalty has always been like, oh, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you. I tried to get you to sit down with this gentleman on the show. Everything went left for a little bit because it was like, oh, I'm going to make it happen and this and that. And I apologize for trying to force that issue and trying to make that happen because you clearly stated initially it's not something you were looking to do. And I shouldn't have been pushing it. And so for that, I would like to start this episode out with an apology.
No problem, bro. We've been almost done for so long. Now we're at the floors, but I'm still scared to say we done because every time I say we done, something else comes up. So, you know, I ain't been saying nothing.
I mean, what has really came up when something happens, you know, we start and something happens. The only thing, like I said, that happens is, sir, you don't want to pay these people to finish these jobs. You want to get this school done for free, meaning no money out of your pocket. He don't got no job anyway to claim the first, nor is he generating any money from the schoolhouse. So y'all, I mean, he is a piece of work. Now, this video, like I said, is a 4-minute video, but this may be including some of that information that was in the other 16-minute video. But y'all, let's continue.
My thing is, when it's done, that's when I'll announce it. You know what I mean? I was supposed to go back to the Breakfast Club.
Hey,
and I
Dr.
text
Sebi.
Charlamagne, I said, I'm not coming
Light
back
yellow.
up there one more time to tell people we almost done. You feel me? When we done, I'll schedule with you. I'm not going up to Power 105 again until we done. I'm tired of saying it myself. Marcus Garvey never said take everybody back to Africa. He never had a back to Africa movement. The media called it that. Marcus Garvey said some of you are no good in America and will likewise be no good in Africa. I have no intention of resettling every African in the diaspora back home, and neither do I. What I want to take blonde wigs and bunny hoppers, basketballs and footballs and weaves and perms and Air Jordans, hell, video game systems. Africa got enough problems as it is. She don't need us coming over there with more toxicity. I believe in a scientific, strategic Pan-Africanism where only those who are in their right mind and who are going to the mother continent to contribute something should go to Africa. I don't believe you just go because you African. No. What are you going to do when you get there?
Sir, what have you contributed when you went to Africa? Because from what we seen, you was over there trying to go and get ready to go to the club and try to clap some cheeks. So are you going over there just to clap some cheeks? Is that your contribution to going over there to Africa? I do believe so. I heard, and I can't confirm nor deny, they said that he bought some property over there. Is this where most of the money went? I mean, probably so. He's a mess. Who are you to say who can go to Africa, who can't? Go, boy, go sit down and have a seat. Yo, let's continue. Oh my God. Oh, Seth, thank you for the super chat. Y'all are on fire with this super chat. Steph says, I appreciate your clean cut commentary. I'm straight up cussing after every time he's talking. Thank you, Seth. Now, sometimes I can have a little bit of a potty mouth too, but I don't like to curse, of course, when I'm on my YouTube. Y'all may catch me, may say HE double hockey sticks or something like that, but I try not to. But sometimes, I got a little bit of filthy mouth here and there sometimes. But thank you so much, Seth. I appreciate it. Lady Luck Club says, can't believe that guy apologized to Umar. Yeah, Lady Luck Club, let me say this. This platform, if you don't know of Damza, he's like a really kind of like a stand-up guy. Like I said, I don't know his like track history or a lot about him, but what I do know is that he did have a problem with Charleston White. And when Charleston White, because y'all know Charleston White went on his platform plenty of times. Well, Charleston White and Umar don't like each other, but he was trying to get them to come on the platform, I guess, pretty much together, but he didn't, I guess, he was feeling bad because he was feel like, I guess he would probably, the way I gathered it, like he was going to try to, cause controversy, which is what happens, when you mix two people that don't like each other, sometimes, people can leave hurt or, unalive. So that's why he was pretty much apologizing, which I respect him. But Damza, when Charleston White called him, what was it, like maybe a month or two ago? And he was crashing out. Charleston White was crashing out on Damza. And Damza was like, oh my goodness, I hope Charleston White is just playing with me, because y'all know how Charleston White is. He will cut a donkey in a hot minute. So he went off, but, Damza, he was like, standing his ground. But he is a person, like, I feel like, people, when they grow older and they mature, and they leave those childish things away. This is, I feel, what type of person Damza is. He's like, he probably been through certain things in his life, and he's now at the point where, those type of things don't bother me. You can call me, go off or whatever. I'm going to stand my ground. I'm going to say what I need to say. However, I'm not going to let you get under my skin, So that's how I feel Damza is. He seems like a nice stand-up person. He tries to keep it real. He tries to do the right thing. And with Umar, I feel like he didn't want to press him too hard. But y'all, at the same time, Lady Luck Club, the reason why he's not going on these other platforms, because these other platforms that he's been on before, like Breakfast Club and all of them, they're going to ask him the hard questions. And he does not want to be thinking about Lene, think about the $68,000 that he paid for to marry Ann. He doesn't want to be talking about why his bank account was on ice. He doesn't want to be asked those questions at all. Y'all know he don't even want to submit what's going on with his syllabus for the classes and the stuff that he's gonna teach these kids at the schoolhouse. Let alone be answering other questions about what didn't happen in his life these last couple of months. Because y'all know it's been a lot that's been going on with him. So Damza is really, really seemed like a nice person. He's not gonna press him too hard, as we all see, but that's why he ain't going on no Breakfast Club. And y'all know he been on 50 million 11 other YouTube platforms, but them platforms, they gonna ask them questions like, homeboy, wait, what happened? Why was your bank account on ice? Why did you have to turn around and call turn your camera on, go live, and ask people for a couple of dollars? Why you don't have no cousin? You didn't have no friend? You couldn't call us and say, we'll give you an interview? Oh, no, we don't. I don't want an interview from you, because you're going to ask me them tough questions, and I don't want to be answering or talking about what's going on right now with Lene, with the money being frozen. He does not want to. But y'all, let's continue.
Issues with women, 4 biggest issues. Number 1, insecurity about other women. I'm a school psychologist by profession. Who's raising most of our kids? The mothers. So there's going to be women around all the time, because that's who I have to serve to help the babies. If you're not secure...
Finesse. He is finessing. The reason why he's trying to open a school for these boys is because he's trying to get with these baby mamas who are single. Come on now. We can see straight through straight through you, Umar. We know that you are only trying to get close to these women to clap their cheeks. That's just like he went to Texas State University allegedly the other day. I tried to call and I could not get through. But when I seen him taking these pictures with these young girls, even though some of these young girls, they hot in the draws, they fast, whatever they are, but he is the one who's pressing these women and these young girls. Y'all know they say he has 4 baby mamas. The third baby mama, he got her pregnant at a young, while she was in her early 20s and he was in his 40s. This is why I question, why is he over here at the college level when he's supposed to be opening school at the middle school, elementary level? Shouldn't you be at the elementary schools going around talking to these kindergartners, first, second, third graders, trying to mentor them, trying to give them good, talks about, things or whatever in life, right? Doing the right thing or whatever. You are trying to be in the vicinity of young women where okay, they're 18. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and clap their cheeks. They're 18. I mean, these pictures that he took on Instagram, and y'all go check it out for yourself. They are to me, very, very inappropriate. Very inappropriate. Black Anonymous says, at the lounge, do you think Umar is really trying to open a school? Absolutely not, Black Anonymous. He does not want nothing to do with no school. He don't want nothing to do with no kids. All of this is a finesse. Just like him going to the colleges, it's a finesse. Y'all see, he was hanging out with the young boys. He was hanging out with these young girls, hanging all over them. Both of them, the young boys and the young girls. And we have yet to see a picture of him with the dean of the college, with any of the staff of the college, anybody that is his age. He is a manipulator. He is trying to trap these young women too. I believe, this is my opinion, I believe he's trying to, because if he wasn't, he would be trying to help these kids. If this is what you want to do, not hanging all around them and not taking no pictures with the dean of the school, no school staff, none of that in the pictures. I mean, to me, like I said, if my child was seen in a picture with most requested scholar, I would have a whole lot of choice words with her. Like, first of all, you looking like you going together with that older man. Did y'all go do something? Did he clap your cheeks? What happened? Because this picture looks like y'all go together. So if you are supposed to be, a role model for these kids, why are you letting them take pictures? Why are you even as a grown man taking these type of pictures with these young, and I'm going to say children, because they are still old enough to be our children, old enough to be his child. I mean, come on. Let's be for real. Let's be honest. We don't see other speakers, hanging out with these kids like that, looking like they're going to hang out at some club. Come on now. You are supposed to be setting the example for the younger generation, and you are not. You are just being a whole demonic entity in their life. But y'all, let's continue.
In who you are, you're not going to be able to exercise composure and discipline when it matters most, and you'll end up embarrassing you and embarrassing me. So the insecurity about other women, that's a big deal. You got to be comfortable in your skin. There's always going to be a woman who looks better than you, but you need to understand that I'm committed to you. And when I look back over these 15 years, there were some good women I dated, bro, but they were very insecure about other women.
Sir, you seem like you're very insecure too, because the way that you're moving and the things that you even did to Lene, I mean, they were disrespectful, not even borderline. They were very disrespectful. And sir, to tell you the truth, you ain't looking for no woman. You talking about I'm looking for 2 wives. Sir, you can't even find the first wife. You cannot even find the first wife to claim the first. And where are you going to put her? Because we know that you're homeless. So how are you going to get 2 wives and you homeless? Are you going to have 2 trash cans? I mean, are you going to put one of them in the schoolhouse, one in the schoolhouse to the left, one in the schoolhouse to the right? I mean, come on now. You're a broke doctor. You're begging people. And I believe what Lady Luck says, he's going on tour so he can get paid because he is broke. His funds, I believe his funds are running very low, very, very low. And the big question I have, who is there to take care of his mother? Who is there to take care of his mother? I mean, this is crazy. But y'all, let's continue.
Not do it. So that's one. Number two, confidentiality. Talk too much. You can't chat my business because I got too many enemies. Not everything. Well, this is my girlfriend. I don't give a damn. She ain't my girlfriend.
Sir, you cause yourself to have all of those enemies. You have been a whole devil in disguise in the black community. You have been asking people for donations, using the money for whatever your own personal travel, food, buying all these African garments or whatever they're called. You have been doing this to the black community, messing up a lot of women. I mean, like I said, Mary Ann said he didn't mess with this woman over there in Ohio when they were filming the documentary. In that situation, she was a married woman, but Umar finessed her out of her drawers or thongs, whatever she wears, and she ended up in court because her husband found out that she had an affair with Umar. And do y'all think he cared? No, because I remember the video where he was saying, hey, that woman, yeah, she's a great woman, and if you leave her, I'm gonna marry you or something crazy. I'm like, he is a mess. He is a mess. But y'all, let's continue.
Argument with Ish, right? The snow bunnies.
Okay.
So when it comes to a Latino, if you see a black man dating a Latino woman,
Does she identify as African full time would be the question. So, and brothers text me all the time, right? Oh, I'm dating a Latino woman. Is that okay, Doc? Am I bunny hopping? How does she identify? Travis Hunter's wife. She showed her mother. The mother chocolate. I forget her ethnicity, but what is his, is she Dominican?
I don't know what she is.
Travis Hunter's wife. Look that up real quick. But the mother is chocolate. Latino, but clearly Afro-Latino. Darker than me.
Yeah.
Darker than me. But guess what? I don't think she raised her daughter to be an African Latino.
Reparations. Do you feel that is a real possibility?
It absolutely is, but not without unity. You know, now, if I was in charge of the reparations movement, a couple things. Number one, if you're a bunny hopper, you ain't getting no reparations at all. You're not going to take my ancestors' pay and take it right back to the...
So, sir, does that include you too? Because we didn't found pictures when you were with some snow bunnies, as you call it. Your words, not ours. We seen you in multiple pictures with these snow bunnies, as you call it. So does that mean that you are going to get reparations, sir? Or are you going to be sent to the reparation block party? I'm just saying, y'all. Let's continue.
Damn Neanderthal queen. We're not doing that. So any iteration, you're banned from getting it. And here's another thing. When Negroes say we need to be segregated again, we did better. Does that also mean you want to give your white wife back? Because that was part of the segregation. You feel me? They said we need to be segregated again because we did better under segregation. That means you have to give your snow bunny back. Or are you going to do that? Hell no, so shut up. You don't want segregation back because she got to go back. Remember, Loving versus Virginia was 1967. That's when the Supreme Court outlawed interracial bans on interracial marriage. That was all part of the Civil Rights era. So you can't say put me back in segregation, but let me keep my white girl. All or nothing. They're not going to give up that white.
Yeah, Black Anonymous says, who is he to judge someone else's blackness? So stupid. Yes, he is. Black Anonymous. Who is he to be questioning? And he always talk about, yeah, I had a brother to call in. I had a brother to call in and say, that I'm dating a snow bunny, or I'm not, or I just broke up. Who are you to be, you don't even have a wife. You don't even have a girlfriend to claim the first. So when you get one of those, that's when you should be able to offer somebody some advice. Sir, you say you want 2 wives, yet you don't even have a girlfriend. So how are you going to be sitting here trying to tell these people, what they can have, what they can't have? Sir, you done failed some of them tests too, because I believe y'all. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all believe what I'm about to say. I believe that you was with a snow bunny, and I believe a snow bunny didn't turn him out. And I think he has never, ever recovered, because Lene had Umar finesse 3 times wrapped around her finger. Let him tell it. It was like a whole bad situation. But really and truly, I think what happened with that situation, that when Lene gave him the boot, he was hollering, crying, and slinging snot. That's when he came up there talking about her kitty cat meow, smelled like the bottom of the ocean floor, and all of this other stuff. But sir, we have some background checking trying to do on you because you said you don't like the snow bunnies, but I believe you had one that turned you out and you ain't been recovered since. But y'all, let's continue.
In fact, a lot of them Negroes fought for deseg so they can desegregate the pale vagina. Let's keep it.
Oh, wait. Dr. Sebi says he hasn't dated anyone. He just sleeps around. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely right. He just sleeps around. All he wants to do is get, having cheek clapping situationships going on because he does not want to really have no wife, not even a girlfriend. He wants to do what he wants to do, and he seems he's very, very, very narcissistic. Now, he seems too that he only wants to be with these younger women or a certain type of woman where he thinks he can get over on them. That's why I believe he goes to these schools, like I said, and he tries to put himself around these young girls because he knows that they're young-minded. Some of them are fast, hot in the draws, but they are still young-minded. They haven't been through much things, in life as a 51-year-old, as I think he's 51, as a 51-year-old. So he is trying to groom these young girls and act like, oh, I'm there to give these speeches. Sir, you are there for more than just a speech. You are there to collect these young girls, trying to clap their cheeks and trying to be a whole demonic entity in their lives as a young person. You don't want nothing to do with trying to be a mentor. You want to clap some cheeks. I'm just saying, this is all he wants to do. Black Anonymous says Umar is non-committal. Yes. He does not want no girlfriend. He don't want no wife. He don't want none of that. All he wants to do is just gallivant, clap people's cheeks, these women's cheeks, and then go on about his business. He don't want no responsibilities. He doesn't even take care of his own children. So how is he going to say he wants two wives and he's, don't got no house? He don't got no place to lay his head. According to what we know, he don't even have residence, that he stays with his mom, allegedly, which I believe, that to be pretty much true. So, y'all, this situation is crazy, but let me finish playing. It's like a few more seconds on this. Let's finish playing the rest of this, y'all.
Let's keep it a buck, right?
Okay, so that's it. So that's it, y'all. But Umar, y'all, this had just hit the airways. Look, the airways. Hey, Philly, how are you? This just hit the airways. So, y'all, there is more to come. So, y'all, the Umar algorithm is about to be hot and popping because Umar, this big interview is about to come out. Maybe, let me check. Hold on, let me check. Let me see something real quick because I'm going to tell y'all when exactly it's supposed to come out. Because it's supposed to come out. Let me see. Let me go back. Because it's supposed to be coming out soon. Hold on just a second, y'all. Let me see. Let me check and see. Hold on. I thought it was slate. Okay, no. Okay, so it hasn't been slated yet. So I believe it's going to probably come out maybe tomorrow, hopefully. Maybe they have to do some more editing because the next one, I believe, is going to be because that one was 16 minutes. So the other one, the first one was like 4 minutes. So I believe the next one is probably going to be... Maybe, let me see, because he has a lot of interviews. Maybe it's going to be a couple of more like clips. And then I know the big one is going to be probably like a 2-hour clip or something like that. Possibly. I'm assuming. I'm assuming. So it's going to be crazy. It is going to be crazy. Dr. Sebi says insanity. Yes. Sato says, slowly, all the pieces of the puzzle are coming together. Yes, Sato, they sure are. Clay says, right at Black Anonymous. Bougie Barbie says, is he going to talk about the school opening, a full walkthrough, anything of value? I don't think so, Bougie Barbie. I don't think so. Anonymous says, how can anyone take Umar seriously after the way he treated his own daughter? Exactly. Like, when you're dating out there, you have to be like, how was your relationship with your child? You got to ask these questions because some people, these men, some of them just don't care at all. And he's a prime example of the one that doesn't, right? Bougie Barbie said, is he going to talk? Okay, I read that one already. Hey, Bilal, how are you? Welcome. Bougie Barbie says, I don't either, Lounge. Yeah, I don't know. Umar be doing too much and he does a lot of lying. A whole lot of testing a lie, right? There's no way I'm gonna believe anything that comes out of his mouth, because as soon as he said that about the guy talking about when he wanted to buy the Catholic school, that he had to go call the Vatican and ask the Vatican. I was like, and that the Vatican runs the schools or whatever. I was like, I went straight to Google. I was like, let me hurry up and ask. Mr. X says Cocaine Jermaine is at it again. Yes, Cocaine Jermaine is doing the most, allegedly, right? He is doing the most. He is on this platform. Shout out to Damza. Y'all go check Damza's channel out. Good guy. Seems like a very good guy. And of course, I don't think that he's going to ask these like pressing questions. But y'all, that's why I'm not going up on the other platforms, because they are going to hold his feet to the fire. They are going to want to ask these questions, and Umar is not going to want to answer these questions. So I believe that this interview is probably going to be really not going to answer all of our questions, at least not mine, because I want to know why the bank accounts was on ice. Why was he coming up on this platform asking for more money, talking about he's broke, can people spare him a couple of dollars? What happened with Lene? What happened with Mary Ann? I want to know those questions amongst a couple of other ones that I probably can't think of now, but that's what I want to know. And I'm sure these other YouTubers that he been on them platform, they want to know too. I'm sure I'm not the only one. And I'm sure y'all want to know too, right? All of us want to know. Hey, Human Nature, how are you? Welcome. So I'm just saying, y'all. So, whew, too much going on. Please, too much going on, Umar Finesse 3 times. You done lied 11 times, and we know that the truth is not in you. We know the truth is not in you, and you only hold it on to the school because this is your scam. But your scam is going to be up. I'm sorry. Eventually, his scam is going to be up. Point blank, period. That's it. That's all. It comes an end to all of these things. It's like always an end date, right? Always an end date. He may not know because the government is shut down. Maybe he's trying to buy him a little bit of time, because I'm telling you, I'm sure, more than sure, he then got reported to the IRS, to the FBI, the CIA, and the LMNOP, and also to the hamster cage. That part. But y'all, thanks for stopping in. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Thank y'all for just being here, supporting my channel as we are growing. I am trying to make it to 50K, you guys, at least by like maybe next month. I'm going to try to go hard. I'm going to try to go hard. But y'all, thanks for stopping in. Lead with love, peace, and tranquility, as I always say. And y'all, keep y'all's head on the swivel. Be careful if y'all taking the kids to the bus stop, if y'all going to Walmart, taking the babies to the daycare, whatever y'all do, going to work, going get some gas in the morning, getting some coffee at Starbucks. Just be careful. Keep your head on the swivel, because y'all, there's a lot that's been going on. A lot. And if I wasn't so busy all day today, I'm telling you, I was busy since I opened my eyes this morning, all day long, very busy. But if I was not busy, y'all, I would have went live, because there was helicopter crash and also an airplane crash that happened today, and also a school shooting at a college, a black college, somewhere, I can't remember. But there's just been a lot going on, a lot going on. But y'all, just be careful, y'all. Be careful. And always, like I said, keep your head on the swivel. But love you guys. Have a good night. And y'all, I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night. Night. Bye-bye.